Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
What's up, podcast family? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 335. I'm Phil Graham. Today, I'm excited to share 4 simple Facebook ad tests that you can do today even that can help you save money, that can also potentially help you make money as well. So at the end of August, I had an episode about testing and how to properly test Facebook ads. And I got so many messages about it. People wanted more information, more depth, and some specifics about what they should do next. And so I decided to create this episode today and share 4 very specific and effective and simple tests that you can literally run today or this week. Because I'll tell you what, testing ads the right way can be a huge shortcut to success when you're advertising, and also has the ability to really give you a huge edge. It can help you find the winners that make you more money, but also can help you identify why things aren't working, and that can help you save money. Most people, when they're running ads, even larger advertisers, don't really know why things don't work or even why things do work, and that is a big mistake. So I want to make sure that I cover these 4 simple tests with you guys today so you can put them into action. Before we jump into the content, if you guys are looking for someone to run your ads for you, a professional you can trust, or you're looking for some one-on-one coaching, which in my opinion is by far the best way to learn this kind of stuff, all you have to do is reach out by going to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. I would love to hear from you. We'll connect and set up a short Zoom call and go from there. So let me ask you a question when it comes to testing your Facebook and Instagram ads. How much do you really test? And if you are testing, which I hope you are, but if you are you really testing the right way? Meaning there's only one variable between 2 different things. And do you already have a verified, not something you're guessing about, but a verified creative that has tested out to be your best creative? And do you have a verified best audience? For most people listening, even experienced advertisers, they're not going to be able to say yes to all these things. And that's normal, but that's why it's good that you're here. We're going to talk about 4 simple tests that you can run, because you want to get to the point to where you have a verified best creative, best audience, and then you're continually making those better and trying to create new ones as well. And that is a path that can really help you in this advertising journey. So before we jump into the 4 specific tests, I want to cover a couple rules and guidelines that I have when I'm testing ads. Number 1, I only test one thing at a time. Now, what I mean by that is for each test, there should be 2 different ad sets or campaigns, and everything should be identical except for the one thing you're testing, meaning there's only one variable. If there's more than one variable, then it's not a good enough test. So for example, let's say you had 2 ad sets and they were both $10 a day each. They could have the exact same audience and the exact same ad copy and headline, but one of them could be a video, the other one could be an image. Everything else would be identical. That's only one variable between the 2. That is a proper test. So we're only testing one thing at a time between those 2 ad sets. Now, obviously, if you have enough budget, you can test lots of things at a time because you can have more than 2 ad sets or campaigns. So for each test you run, there's only going to be one variable, but the more budget you have, the more you can do at once. Hopefully that makes sense. Rule number 2, you've got to give each test enough time to work. So many people, I say this all the time, so many people turn things off way too soon. Run them for a while. It depends on your budget and audience size and stuff, so I can't just randomly give you a number. But in general, I would recommend running these tests for at least around 2 weeks, approximately anyway, unless you have a really large budget and there are variables, but I would tend to let them run at least a couple weeks, give them some time. And then the third rule is to rely on the data, not your guessing or your hunches or your emotions. Rely on the data to guide you and make better, smarter decisions. Those are the main rules when it comes to testing. So let's jump into these. I'm going to be brief. And test number one is testing lead ads and instant forms. Hopefully you heard my episode last week about lead ads. They're a really powerful, great thing you should be running, and you should certainly be testing them. So if you're not running them, I definitely recommend you start. And if you're running something else, let's say you're running a conversions or traffic ad that goes to your website or landing page, I would duplicate that and then run a split test as a lead ad with an instant form. And that would be a great test to run. The great thing about these lead ads, like I said last week, is that you can get leads without people having to leave the platform. They don't have to leave Facebook or Instagram to become a lead. So I'm not going to talk too much about this because I covered it on the last episode, but in regards to testing, it's a great test that you should absolutely be doing. And if you're already running lead ads, you're probably not running them for everything, which is smart. You don't want to, but you want to take something that you're running right now that's not a lead ad and test a lead ad for that as well. Or if you're not running anything at all right now, test a lead ad versus an ad that goes to your website and have everything be identical, ad copy, audience, etc. The only difference is one is a lead ad with an instant form. The other one is a link that goes to your landing page, and test those two against each other. And that would be a great place to start. Test number two that I would love you guys to do is to test a creative. Now there's a million different ways you can do that. I'm going to give you one specific way that is really powerful for us that I recommend you guys do today or this week. And it's what I call a differentiation, or what we stand for, video. So whether you're a service business, a local business, an agency, a course business, a doctor, or anything, whether you're a big brand or a solo entrepreneur, doesn't matter. What you stand for, either as a person, as an entrepreneur, or as a brand, or even a big company, what you stand for matters, and how you differ versus the competition and how other people do things matter. It makes a big difference, much more than you would even imagine. It's not just about your product or service. It's about how you differ and what you stand for as a company, a brand, or a person, or all of the above. So what I would encourage you to do is to test this out. Create a video that's less than 60 seconds that talks about your differentiation and what you stand for. And then more importantly, how does that benefit your customers or clients? Make sure that that's in there, because that's super important. And that would be a great test to run for testing your creatives. I would love to see a lot of you guys doing this because it's so powerful and it works so well for so many people. All right, test number 3 is testing your budgets. So most people use daily budgets, which is normal, and that's what we use the most as well by far. But sometimes I will test a lifetime budget against a daily budget. Literally everything else would be the same. Same campaign, same creative, same audience, same everything, except for instead of a daily budget, I'm testing a lifetime. And you can define the life of the ad. So for example, let's say you spend $10 a day for your daily budget. You could set up a split test and run a second ad testing a lifetime budget of $70 and give it 7 days to run. And that's, $70, same as $10 a day, but the budget may be distributed differently throughout that 7 days. And sometimes it doesn't make a difference at all, but other times it can make a huge difference one way or the other. Now, like I said, we typically use daily much, much more, but sometimes testing a lifetime budget gives us a different result than we weren't getting before. And sometimes it's a lot better. You just never know till you test it. But when it does, that's a huge asset and gives us an edge, and then we can do more of that and less than until it stops working. So that's another great test you can make, is testing a lifetime budget against your daily budget. And then last, but certainly not least, test number 4 is to test placements. This is a big one, you guys. The biggest, best placement that I would recommend that you guys use right now is Instagram Reels and Stories. Reels are like the hottest thing out there right now. So many people engage with Reels, and a lot of people either just do ads and put them everywhere, but they're not really focused just on Reels, or they don't even really use that placement very much. So for pretty much all of you guys, I highly recommend creating a video that is specific to Reels in terms of the format, the content, the look, the feel, all of the above, and have the placement only be Reels and Stories. That's it. No other placements for this specific ad. And test that and see how it performs. And I think that you'll be shocked, because that is such a great placement right now. And you want to make sure that the quality of this video is good. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need a professional to shoot this. You can shoot it literally with an iPhone, which is great quality, but you want to make sure that it matches the platform and the placement. Make sure, watch some Reels videos if you haven't recently, and just kind of see the formats they're in and some of the stickers and fonts and things like that they might be using, and then run your ad so that it almost looks like an organic reel, and test it and see how it does. We have had some great success with that. So these are the 4 simple tests that I recommend. They all individually could be powerful. I would be testing all of these 4 if I were you guys, and more, but this is a great place to start. So I hope that was helpful. If you guys have questions about this stuff, or you want some help with this, like I said earlier, you can go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. Got a lot of great stuff coming up on future episodes. Episode 335 is in the books, my friends. I will talk to you guys next week. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.